Alright there, geezers, Jules here from FGS, home of the Future Game Show. And you know what? If there's one thing I absolutely love about gaming in general, it's the ability to bring people together from all across the world. Whether it's tournaments, online multiplayer, and of course, good old-fashioned couch co-op gaming, there are so many new avenues that video games open up to allow us to connect with friends or deepen relationships with others. And you know what? I want to give that gift to you lovely people, the chance to further those friendships or work together with your loved ones to topple the biggest of bads. Therefore, I've curated a list of games that I think need to be on your radar, even if some of them most definitely won't be. And why is that? Well, because this is the Deep Cut with Jules Gill, baby! And so we're talking about games you need to know more about or just haven't thought about in a long old while. So let's have a chat. As I'm Jules, this is FGS, and these are some outstanding co-op games you definitely missed. And we'll kick things off with Iron Brigade. So here's the thing, my friends, I will always have a soft spot for developer Double Fine, as without question, and unless your name is Platinum Studios, I can't think of another group that kicks out games this varied, this hilarious, and this downright strange sometimes. From stacking the Russian doll-esque puzzle game that captured my heart in 2012 through to the almighty Psychonauts 1 and 2, I've enjoyed every game that they've put out. Hell, I even enjoyed Brutal Legend for what it was outside of what it was marketed as. I know, right? What a shock here. A man who enjoys XCOM games enjoys a secret RTS. Oh, call the bloody press. But in amongst all of these was a little-known Xbox Live arcade title called Iron Brigade, and hot damn was this game an absolute blast with mates. Now the concept here is that war has broken out with the dastardly villains known as the Monovision, and so it's down to you and your walking death fortress, which also doubles as a handy trench for your pilot, to fight back against the endless horde. Now this takes the form of a tower defense game in which you spend resources to build defenses and then steel yourself to gun down whatever the enemy throws at you. It is a beautiful blend of light strategy and over-the-top action, which, when it's wrapped in this silly B-movie style plot and has ridiculous voice acting, it's just hilarious fun.
That oasis would provide shade, water, and delicious coconuts for the camp.
And it's even better when you can couple up with 3 other players, and it basically acts like a precursor to that same vibe that Helldivers 2 would trade on so heavily in recent times. And even though Iron Brigade was brought down like a lead balloon filled with awkward interactions with that one guy at the party that somehow always manages to kill the mood with the death of Xbox Live Arcade, it still lives on in the form of its Steam counterpart, which at the current price is around like a tenner. That's svelte, my friend. Svelte. So it's an absolute bargain for this amount of silly explosive fun. Pick it up right now. Now let's move on and talk about Kiwi. So let's just say that mechanised death machines aren't really your speed and you fancy something a little more relaxing in the action department and a little more taxing in the, oh, I didn't realise that we were still friends or even speaking after that Overcooked 2 incident. Well, my friends, it's time to mend those fences, only to likely break them again, as we talk about Kiwi, a cutesy looking puzzle title that really needs more attention. Now, if you're a fan of the aforementioned Overcooked, Moving Out or Potion Party, then you'll absolutely love what Kiwi has to offer, as here you're tasked with sorting out the mail at your local post office, but do so as a pair of tiny kiwi birds, meaning that even typing out somebody's name for a letter is a rather sizable task. I know it's a very normal situation to find yourself in, but then again, this is the world of video games. With its beautiful graphics, wonderfully zen-like music, and constantly varied gameplay, this is a truly special type of game that captures the real essence of teamwork as you send telegrams, organise parcels, keep your cassowary carriers fed, fire off letters, and of course, as is custom in all local post office that I know of, avoid the judgment of the octopus. He knows all, he sees all, and with his many hands he can take all. Kiwi is an utter joy to play either locally or online, and because of its varied gameplay, it never feels like it's overstaying its welcome. The same of which can't really be said of your friend when they slap the wrong address on a parcel 4 times in a row, because you will definitely ask him to get the f*** out of your house. I tell you what, mate, I'll be boxing you up as well and putting you in the bloody ground if this carries on. But still, Kiwi, great laugh, good times, good times. And speaking of good times, let's talk about the fact that some of you are still not subscribed to the FGS YouTube channel. Oof, I know I'm calling you out, bit awkward now, isn't it? So why don't you just try and get rid of all of this little animosity that I'm building up right now and click subscribe and join in the party with so many people have already decided to join us recently, and I thank you from the bottom of my terribly oily heart here. It's so clogged, my friend, but clogged with love it be for you who have already subscribed and joined in, so why not join the party, my friends? You can stay up to date with all of the daily gaming content we put out, and you can stay notified if you hit that little notification bell when I go live every Friday with the deep cut. Okay, shilling over. Right, it's time to talk about Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Right, okay, so we've warmed up now, and so it feels like the perfect time to slap a good old dollop of Warhammer over this video and watch it melt into the cracks like warm butter. God, I'm hungry now, and also weirdly aroused. This is worrying, so let's just switch tactics real quick and talk about how one of the best Warhammer titles recently got itself a co-op mode that barely anyone's talking about. Now, Rogue Trader is an isometric role-playing game that was developed by Alcat and offered up to holy terror in the year 2023. And honestly, it is one of the best titles that I've played and am still playing right now. The world building is incredible, the voice acting is deliciously hammy, and with its action being like XCOM but with 20% less therefore making it 200% more amazing, it's fantastic. Plus, the ability to sail through the galaxy in a customizable ship with a wild party of miscreants flexing your wealth and power everywhere you go, well, it's an utterly mesmerizing experience. Yet you're probably saying to yourself right here, Jules, you filthy Xenos scum, isn't Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader a single player experience? What's it doing on this list, you idiot? Well, my friend, yes. But at the same time, no. So very no. And I say this because thanks to a recent update that dropped earlier this year, you can do all of this Rogue Trader-ing in a party of 6. Yes, that's right, 6 players can join together to play this game. Upon joining the main host, you take control of one of their party members and can level them up or change their gear however you see fit. And while you can't leave the area without the main Rogue Trader, you can still explore solo or as small teams to hunt down loot or clear a path. It is an utter riot that only gets better when the action starts, because then you'll be discussing tactics, formulating multi-plan turns, or as is the case whenever I'm playing with my friends, I just take control of Abelard, the tank of the group, and just charge in there Leroy Jenkins style and just blend enemies while constantly then asking to be healed. I'm a good friend like that, a real solid tactician. Listen, I play orcs. I'm not used to anything different. And the best part of all of this is that it was totally unexpected. Alcat already delivered a fantastic role-playing experience, so the addition of an online co-op was the cherry on top of a pile of cherries that were covered in cherry compote. It was delicious. Unless you don't like cherries, but then what's wrong with you, bro? Okay, gang, it's time to move on and talk about Questmaster. Right, my friends, I won't lie to you now. Yay! This game is so bloody easy to sell to the masses that I could just drop the next sentence and then just move on to the next entry. Questmaster is The Legend of Zelda meets Mario Maker. Yeah, I know, right? Jaws on the floor, boners and hands in the air. Mic drop, we're done here. See ya. In fact, I'm going to deliver the rest of this off screen. Honestly, what a god-tier concept for a video game, and after playing this for bloody hours myself, I can confirm that this game is absolute legitness, my friend. A stone-cold classic in the making, and one that is only bettered if you've got a mate next to you, because wouldn't you bloody believe it? It's got local co-op functionality. If making your own Link to the Past style dungeons and then uploading them for others to play online is making you a bit lightheaded, then imagine doing the same but planning out your devious traps and absolutely cruel enemy placements with a mate by your side just cackling away like a pair of idiots. It's like being catapulted all the way back to the days of Tenchu 2's level editor and being so hyped up on yet to be regulated sugar-laced 90s snacks. Health crisis? What the hell's that? We've got ninjas to spawn in a pool of water to watch them drown over and over again. The 90s were weird. Questmaster is a brilliant timed solo, but one that's made even better with a mate by your side. Plus, seeing as the game is constantly evolving and getting new content packs very frequently, it could well be that online co-op is only a short time away, so get on this now! And upload your dungeons, I want to play them! Okay, let's move on now to a cheeky entry, because let's talk about every multiplayer SNES game being online. Oh, what's this? The Evil Finger Temple of Doom? That's right, my friends. I'm being a cheeky whippet with this next entry because I'm not actually just talking about one game. that this actually pertains to, but actually pretty much every single SNES game back in the day that contained a multiplayer feature. But before we begin talking about all of this madness that I'm about to unleash on you, I need to choose my words carefully here, because while emulators themselves are legal, downloading the ROMs for them often isn't. So I'm going to sing the praises of my personal favourite emulator, the SNES, and then make a claim immediately that I've owned every single game that I've ever played on it, and that you can't prove otherwise, okay? Don't come to my house, or if you do, give me enough time to order some stuff online. Lockdown! So why am I singling out ZSNES in particular? Well, for two reasons, actually. The first being that it has this brilliant feature which allows you to make your own private server and then connect to a friend anywhere in the world to play old school games like Goof Troop in co-op as if your mate was right next to you. And secondly, because I've got a ton of good memories playing through this emulator with my Australian friend Liam and wasting away evenings playing Saturday Night Slam Masters or TMNT Turtles in Time with him. He's an absolute legend, he showed me this, and I am forever grateful. Honestly, if a younger version of me knew that this tech would one day be invented and implemented on my favourite console, and that weirdly it would then become so obsolete that it would only appear in a deep cut video years later, then it would have been kind of like a caveman being shown a bloody car, because my mind would have been blown to pieces. And considering what state my mind is in my late 30s, it's probably a good thing that that did not happen. Still, to ZSNES and other emulators of its ilk, I am legally allowed to salute you, unless the laws have changed suddenly whilst recording this video, in which case I will also offer a soft booing and you can delete where appropriate. Ooh. Thanks for giving me a good time. Ooh. Ooh. Right, let's move from corporate evils to evil v evil. Hey there, friend. Sorry, I didn't mean to alarm you there. Do you like Borderlands, the video game series, not the god-awful movie? And do you wish that Redfall was less of a steaming pile of reheated garbage? Well, I've got just the game for you. Evil v Evil, a title that rips the knob off the silly scale and then slams said broken knob into the action dial to turn it all the way past up 11 and into the unknown. Scary times. This is an over-the-top, chaotic and relentless party looter shooter that is so very, very dumb, but I love it all the more for it. And I truly don't mean that in a bad way. It's just the schlocky plot of vampires, cliched one-liners, and all this talk about overthrowing evil cult leaders is so very Buffy the Vampire Slayer that if I had hair, I'd be bleaching it blonde, I'd be girding my way around town wearing leather jackets. Oh, I'm Spike. I'm apparently handsome just because I'm gaunt. Gameplay-wise though, this game is no slouch, offering up relentless mobs to mow down with an unhealthy amount of weaponry and of course, your vampiric powers. And because this is a looter shooter, you've got the ability to mod your loadouts and upgrade huge amounts of skills and powers, in turn making your vamp into a one-of-a-kind murder machine. So if that's got your blood pumping, why not check out Evil v Evil? I'm pretty sure there's a demo out for it now as well. If not, I've just lied to you. This is the internet. You're probably used to that by now. Have you noticed that every single YouTube reel or whatever it is, shorts, they're just ads now. They're just ads disguising themselves as content. What's that about? Anyway, let's close out the show by talking about Pizza Possum, or as you should know it, Pizza Possum. Now I think it's safe to say that we as a species bloody love pizza, but you know what is better than a delicious slice of Tsar overflown with cheese? Why? Being a pizza in the absolute barnstormer of a co-op game that is Pizza Possum. Now this game pretty much sounds like a fever dream on paper as you and a friend are playing as starving animals who must, under any circumstances, grab and devour as much food as possible in a given level. But preventing your binge eating are guards, hazards and traps, which is where the co-op factor of this game really begins to shine. Working in a pair, you can distract guards and lead them on a merry chase while your mate just hoovers up all of the local cheeses. It's this give and take tag team action that is brilliantly silly while being so low stakes that even non-gamers can get a kick out of things. Plus, there's some really lovely little features in this game, like more guards appearing the longer you take in a level, a wonderfully easy to use sneak mechanic, and of course, multiple power-ups that you can use to unleash chaos and turn the tides at a moment's notice. It is simple to get stuck into, but devilishly addictive, Seymour, if you wish to approach it from a speedrunning perspective, meaning that Pizza Possum, much like the food type, is a hearty experience for everyone. I am bloody starving right now just thinking about that. What's your favourite pizza toppings, by the way? I actually just genuinely want to know. I'm a kind of simple dude. I'll go for a little like American hot, you know, where it's like the pepperoni and then a bit like jalapenos on there. I'm quite partial to a chili glaze though. I realise I'm like rubbing my hands like a fly like now, just like pizza comments down below. And there we go, my friends. Those were some outstanding co-op games that you probably haven't heard of, but definitely need to play. I hope that you enjoyed that, and let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. As always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me over on the social medias here, and you can follow my wonderful editor over on his social medias here as well. But before I go, I just want to say one thing. Even though we spoke today about co-op games, I just want to highlight the fact that you, my friend, are not alone. You have support networks in the form of friends, family, professionals in the support industry, people who care about you and want you to do well. Now, at the time of recording this, the UK especially is going through a time of turmoil where things are more divided than ever. So I feel like it is right now that I need to stress beyond all doubts how important it is to be part of the society, to work together to solve problems. The divisions are going to do just that, divide and make us all weaker as a whole. I want people to build bridges instead of burning them, to treat themselves and their neighbour with love and respect. So please, go out there with love in your heart instead of hate. You're going to get so much further in life if you do so, and you'll live a healthy and happy life, which at the end of the day is all I want for you and us as a whole. Okay? Big love to you, my friend. Speak to you soon.